Can you give me 1 second? I'm just trying to get the right exhibit here. It is hearing exhibit 11. All right, Mr. Chidi, I'm showing something marked as hearing exhibit 11, and I'm going to turn to the second page of this document. And you recognize what this attachment to this email is?
Yeah, that's the accommodation.
Okay, and did you see this this document before it was provided to Mr. Young?
No, I saw it, what it was, but I don't remember seeing this with Mr. Young, no.
Okay. Does this document refresh your recollection as to whether you had to approve Mr. Young's accommodation as his direct manager?
If I remember approving it,
Yes.
I mean, I don't. I remember being kept in the loop and kind of being a conduit of communication, if you will.
Okay. And what was your understanding of the accommodations that Mr. Young was ultimately approved for?
A larger monitor, along with his laptop, which is essentially two, and then a magnification device called Ruby, a handheld magnification device.
And at some point, did Mr. Young come to you with a concern about the Ruby not working?
Yes. Right after we received it, he did come and we worked through that together. Yeah.
And what did you work through with him on the Ruby?
So he showed me how it works. You know, it's about the size of an iPad. You can put it up against something and it magnifies it, and you look at it through a screen, and it was blurry, and it wasn't blurry. It was before I had glasses and I couldn't read. But as I was looking at it, I noticed it had a on it on the screen, not unlike if you have a new iPhone, you take that protective film off, and then I saw it and I removed it, and then it worked. At least to me, it was very, very clear.
Okay, and to your recollection, was that while you guys were in Fargo at FAR1 when you helped with the Ruby? Okay.
That was it.
Did Mr. Young ever mention to you that he was being, and I'm asking specifically about the training period at JVL1, did he ever say to you he was being mistreated because of his age?
Because of his age, no.
Did other area managers come to you with complaints about the training at JVL1 beyond Mr. Young?
Yes. Area managers, like my peers, operations managers, I think the consensus that it was just kind of, it could have been better.
And could you expand upon what you mean by that in terms of it being better? Could have been better.
Yeah, sure. I can. JVL1 site does a lot of volume for Amazon. It's one of the busiest sites that it's a TNS site, traditional lawn store of all Amazon. So when we're launching a site, you take a like site to a like site. So FAR1 and JVL1 were both TNS sites. So they took the new FAR1 team and put them in JVL1, which is geographically closer. And we linked us up with our counterparts there to learn the job. I think what happened was JVL1 was so focused on, we're a business. We're here to make money for the shareholders, make a profit, is that we were focused on that, that we kind of, the training piece dropped. It was so busy, and it was incredibly busy for the JVL1 team that there wasn't the time to do the training for the FAR1 team. I don't know if I would blame anybody for that. Point a finger, it's just a nature. I mean, it's a byproduct of our business.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Any follow-up questions for this witness then, Mr. Young?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, obviously, the defense is trying to dilute the thing regarding the
Objection, Your
training
Honor.
of
Mr.
all
Young
the
is, Mr. Young
other
is trying to
aspects.
argue.
But the question I have is the training, were these other individuals being trained by Ryan Tannenbaum?
No, it was just you. You were the only person because you were the same. He was what we would call like the past subject matter expert job that you were doing. So no, it was you and him.
Perfect. Now, wasn't there, even after we removed that film from the movie, wasn't there still issues that it wasn't focusing right on the monitor because I was showing it afterward, and it still just wasn't clear, and it was still fuzzy?
I do not recall. From my recollection, once we took the film off, it worked. I know you had to move it. I'm kind of showing with my hand on the camera. You had to move it close and far away from the screen, but if you did it right, fine work. Yes.
I guess. Oh, all right. I already covered that. I guess I have no further questions.
And Attorney Burschik, any follow-up questions for this witness?
Your Honor.
All right. Then Mr. Chitty is excused from additional testimony. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Who's the next witness then for you, Mr. Young?
Thanks, Matt. The next individual would be Quentin Shaw.
All right. All right. I guess Attorney Burschik, what's his availability? Do we need to take a little break for you to arrange his?
I'm going to contact him right now. Tell him, let's say 5 minutes.
Yeah. Let's go back at 2:06 and resume. Okay. Okay, I see just about everyone here. I think we were looking for Quentin Shaw.
Yes, he should be signing in.
Mr. Shaw, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. And I believe that I can certainly hear him. Can other parties hear him?
Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Shaw, if you would please raise your right hand, I'll swear you in for your testimony. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
If you would state your name for the record, spelling your last name.
Quentin Shaw, SHAW.
And are you employed by Amazon.com Services, LLC?
Yes.
What is your position?
I am a multi-site lead.
And how long have you worked for Amazon.com?
4 years.
You've been called as a witness by Mr. Young. Mr. Young, questions for this witness?
Yes, Quentin. Nice to see you again. Simple question, Quentin. During our time when we were in Wisconsin, and you were the training manager there, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did I come to you regarding concerns about how I was being, how the training was going, and particularly with Ryan Tannenbaum?
Yes.
Okay. In that conversation, did I express to you that I wasn't, that it seemed like he wasn't treating me like he's treating the other people, and ignoring the questions, and especially when I need these questions to do my job? Did I express that to you?
Objection is compound. There's a bunch of questions in there and an argumentative statement.
I think it was a multi-faceted question. Mr. Young, can you break that up for the witness?
Sure can. Better yet, what was the subject of that conversation that we had?
Yes, the subject of the conversation was the training regarding it JVL one at the time of how everyone was having issues with the different leadership styles that they were there. That I don't think they were prepared for us.
Did I go into specifics as to regarding Ryan and that he was ignoring some of my questions? And when I approached him, that he wasn't, he was avoiding me.
Again, objection was a compound. There's at least two
Um,
issues in there.
Did in our conversation regarding Ryan, did I tell you that that I was concerned that Ryan was avoiding my questions?
I don't remember the conversation about Ryan. I do remember the conversation about the training as a whole in JVL one.
Did I have any concerns with anyone else regarding training?
That I do not know.
Okay, so it was most of my training and the issues I had was with Ryan. Is that correct?
Objection mistakes his testimony.
I think it does misstate the testimony because his testimony was, I don't remember a question about Ryan. So why don't you rephrase the question?
Okay. I don't remember how to do that. Okay, better yet. Did you document this conversation with my concerns about Ryan and the training I'm getting? Did you document it anywhere about our conversation?
So I'm object again because the question assumes that there was a complaint about Ryan when the witness testified he doesn't recall that. So it assumes facts, not evidence.
Well, I think he can answer the question of whether he documented a conversation that he had with Mr. Young, Mr. Shaw.
No conversation was documented.
Okay. Did you go to talk to Ryan regarding my concerns of the training with me?
No.
Did you talk to anyone regarding my concerns of how I was with my training with Ryan?
I didn't talk to. I talked to Riley at the time. He was the same as I was, and he was coordinating it. And it wasn't about a certain person. It was about the whole training with all the managers that were there.
Okay, so to be precise, is that you did not talk about Ryan to anybody and the
No.
concerns I had about Ryan?
No.
Okay, I don't have any other further questions with this witness.
All right, Attorney Burson, questions for this witness?
Shaw, very briefly, you touched on the fact that there were some issues kind of across the board with leadership styles as part of the training. Can you expand on what you meant by that?
I meant like everyone there, including myself, we didn't think that we got the training that we needed or deserve. Talking with my counterpart Riley at the time, he stated, they weren't ready for us to come in as a whole team. So every manager there felt that there was more training that they should have got and they did not receive.
When you said they, do you mean the team that was training you that was working at JVL one?
Are you talking about, yes, the people that were working at JVL one, they had some new people, new managers as well that, were learning themselves. So it kind of hindered our training.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Counter question, Your Honor.
Okay, hold on for a second. I'm writing down notes here. All right, go ahead. Do you have additional questions for this witness then, Mr. Young?
I do. The defense broadly says that there was issues with everybody. The question I have is, this has to do directly with me and Ryan Tannenbaum. Was there any issues? Were these other people complaining about Ryan? or was it in, so yes, so to avoid a complex, was these training issues with Ryan?
No.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, Attorney Burchak, any follow-up questions for this witness? All right, then who's the next witness for the complainant then, Mr. Young?
That would be Ryan Tenenbaum, Your Honor.
All right, and then Mr. Shaw is excused from additional testimony, is that right? Okay, Mr. Shaw, you're excused. Thanks for participating.
He's good. Take care, Quentin.
Yep. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Let's take another 5-minute break, and then we'll resume with Mr. Tenenbaum. All right. So we're just waiting for Mr. Tenenbaum to come on board here.
Yes, he should be on shortly. He's having trouble logging in. Let me just give him a call.
Okay. Okay, I see Mr. Tenenbaum's name appearing on the screen. Okay, Mr. Tenenbaum, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, I can hear him. Can the other parties also hear Mr. Tenenbaum?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Tenenbaum, if you'd please raise your right hand, I'll swear you in for your testimony. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you would state your name for the record, spelling your last name.
Ryan Tenenbaum, Tannennebaum.
And do you work for Amazon.com Services LLC?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is your position there?
I am a level 5 area manager.
And how long have you worked for Amazon.com Services LLC?
I've worked for Amazon for 5 years and 8 months, Your Honor.
Okay. You've been called as a witness by Mr. Young. Mr. Young, questions for this witness?
Yeah, all right. Now, this goes back several years ago when we were in training in 2001. You were my training, I guess, training shadow. Is that correct? During that time when we came there to Wisconsin, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
At that time, what age were you at that during that training?
So this is the fall of 2021, just to be more precise.
I believe I would have been 24 years old. I don't remember the exact date of the training.
That's fine. That's fine. Now, besides training me, you trained Blake Blake, correct?
Yes,
Okay. How did your training go with him?
it went fine.
Did you like working with him? Any problems at all?
No,
Did you like working with him?
I mean, I enjoyed everyone that I work with.
Um, have you ever trained anybody before this time?
Yes.
Okay, and how many other people have you trained prior to both me and Blake arriving?
Would not know the exact number as we have many different forms of training at Amazon. Some are shadows, some are trainees, some are classroom trainings.
Let me be more specific. How many other area managers did you train and help guide in roles like, since we are coming from Fargo, how many other area managers prior to me and Blake did you train to go to another center?
I would not know the exact number without coming here with that information. I typically train people that come to JVO1, whether they're new managers at that site or at other sites.
Mhm.
Currently training managers at JVO1.
Okay. And how do you think the training with me went?
Good?
Did you avoid when I came to you regarding questions, did you avoid my questions?
No.
So you answered all of my questions that I came to you?
Yes. If I had the information, all questions were answered.
Would it be surprising if I had said that when I did come to you that you would walk away from me and you would avoid me?
That would be incorrect.
Have you ever had any kind of disciplinary actions as an area manager?
Objection, relevance.
Why is it relevant, Mr. Young?
We can be more specific. Have you had any disciplinary actions when training other employees or other area managers, to be even more precise?
Same objection. It's not relevant.
I think that it might be relevant as it relates to training other area managers. So, Mr. Tannenbaum, what's your response?
Yes, I could answer that question. I have never had any disciplinary action at Amazon throughout my 5 years and 8 months. Never had any disciplinary action.
While we were at training, did anyone come to you regarding concerns of your training me? Any member of management, any person?
No, I did not have anyone come to me from management about the training.
So at no time did you walk away from me when I was trying to ask a question regarding my job?
Objection asked and answered.
That has been asked and answered, Mr. Young. He did respond to that. Next question.
Has anybody told you on what to say today at today's hearing?
Objection, Your Honor, to the extent that Mr. Young is asking about attorney-client communications, which would be privileged and not subject to disclosure.
I would object on the basis that if there is any kind of witness questionability on the authentication of this witness being
Mr.
truthful.
Young is trying to, does not like Mr. Tannenbaum's testimony, and so he's trying to accuse him of perjuring himself, which is entirely improper.
Well, he asked, I think that what was being asked was somewhat argumentative. I mean, I think if you can ask it in a non-argumentative way, it might be relevant, Mr. Young.
And to the extent, you know, I'll drop the objection if there's an understanding that you know, Mr. Tannenbaum cannot disclose the communications with counsel.
Yes, you cannot discuss anything that was discussed with Attorney Burshik or any other counsel. Mr. Tannenbaum, what's your response?
He can ask to repeat the question if you want to.
Can you repeat the question?
Have you been instructed to answer these questions in a certain way to avoid the truth?
No.
I don't have any other questions for this.
Attorney Burshik, question for Mr. Tannenbaum.
Hang on.
All right, who's the next witness then for your case, Mr. Young?
There were two others. That would be John Sabo and Ethan, but after consideration of what they would probably say and on their answers, it would just be a duplication of other prior witnesses. So I would rest.
Okay, let me just make a notation here. Okay. All right, we have completed the complainant's case. Then Attorney Burshik, now I think a lot of the witnesses that Mr. Young called, you were also planning on calling in your case in chief. You did have an opportunity to ask clarifying questions for those witnesses. Did you plan on calling those witnesses in your case, or how did you want to proceed?
No, Your Honor, we're satisfied with the testimony that they gave in Mr. Young's case. So.
All right. So you don't plan on presenting any additional evidence or testimony at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Then let's talk about the exhibits. I know that Mr. Attorney Burshik, you did forward exhibit number 12. I haven't had a chance to open it and print it and include it. And I think that there was one other exhibit. I think, was it exhibit 19?
Yes.
That
It was one that I had sent you as Quentin Shaw.
Quentin Shaw's answers to deposition questions. It was not among the documents that I printed up for today's hearing. I'm not sure why that was. And I was going to check to see if it was actually part of that email attachment. I haven't had a chance to do that. Why don't we do this, Mr. Young? Can you just forward that document to me just in case I don't have it?
It has already been sent about
Okay.
20 minutes ago, Your Honor.
All right. I haven't checked my email since then, but I'll assume that it's there. And I have then included that document as Exhibit 19 for purposes of today's hearing. So with that, then, is there any objection to any of the documents? There's one video. Any objection to those documents being received as exhibits for purposes of today's hearing, Mr. Young?
No, Your Honor.
And then Attorney Burshik.
No.
Those documents are received then as exhibits. With respect to post-hearing briefs, I guess let me ask the parties first. Mr. Young, do you have any desire to file a post-hearing brief in this case?
No, Your Honor. In the previous hearing, we ended up just waiving the hearings, and we could do so if the opposing party is the same. Regarding exhibits, once again, I would have to reiterate the inclusion of Don Pitch's previous testimony, which was cross-examined by both parties, so both parties had an opportunity to testify. This individual, since he was the IT manager, would weigh a lot, and to get to the actual facts, since we have issues regarding whether there was truly larger laptops, and his testimony will show that there was laptops available, as well as that there should have been some type of form, which he puts in his testimony that he should have got something from Ashley Moore, but he never did. So his testimony and his video would be imperative to get to the actual truth, which that's what this what this court is trying to get to, is the truth. So him not being able to testify today, we have the means to get that video, which both sides have been able to cross-examine.
Okay, Attorney Burschik, first on the issue of post-hearing briefs, what's your position?
Unless Your Honor would like us to brief something, which we'd be happy to do so, we don't believe it's necessary. But again, if Your Honor would like us to address any or all of what occurred today, we'd be happy to do that.
Okay, I think we'll just waive the post-hearing briefs since they weren't done in the last hearing, and it doesn't seem like there's a strong desire to submit them in this case, so we're just going to waive those. Did you want to be heard on the Don Pitch testimony, Attorney Burschik?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't really have concerns with what Mr. Pitt said. I just think it's probably duplicative of his testimony of what other witnesses have said in this case, and I just don't think it's necessary for Your Honor to consider.
Okay, I will say that I think that considering Don Pitch testimony from the other hearing really relies on an analysis of whether he's unavailable for today's hearing. I have not looked at that particular section of the law, I don't think ever. And so let's do this. Subject to my review of that and a determination that Mr. Pitch was, in fact, unavailable for today's hearing, then I will consider his testimony from the last hearing. And with that, then I will close the hearing itself, unless there's something else that needs to be taken up. Mr. Young, anything else?
One question is, how long will it take for you to render your opinion, or your order, or opinion, I guess?
Sure. Well, I've got 73 current cases besides this one. We typically tell people that we try to get the hearing decision out within 90 days. So we will try to honor that as a policy. Anything else, Mr. Young?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And then Attorney Burschik, anything before we close?
No, I just thank you for your time and attention today. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks both of you for participating in today's hearing. And I will close the hearing at this time. There will be a written decision issued and mailed to both parties as soon as possible. Thanks again for participating today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All righty. Bye-bye.